everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Rachel and I'm here in my backyard in sunny Brisbane. It's just coming into spring now, so everything's warming up. The sun's coming out a little bit earlier in the day. I'm really enjoying having my breakfast outside. It's part of my little ritual. Anyway, on to today's topic. Today I'm going to share with you my top 3 breathing techniques for anxiety. Now, these are techniques that have just seriously worked wonders for me. They're super easy to practice. You can do them absolutely anywhere. I like sitting on something like a bolster, but you could sit on a cushion, you could sit in a chair, you could do it in bed, literally absolutely anywhere. Any time is a great time to just stop and take a breath, because I've found the biggest thing with anxiety is that our breath gets so quickened, our heart rate quickens, our body just completely goes into the sympathetic nervous system response, the fight or flight response. So just by using one, or you can use all 3 techniques, it can really make drastic changes in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to share with you my absolute favorite breathing technique, because this technique is actually great if you're feeling a bit down, as well as helping with when you're feeling a bit anxious. So it kind of brings you back to that sort of balanced state, really. So this technique is called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. And I always like to imagine it like we're breathing in a figure of 8. So you're flowing in and out through both nostrils, using your right hand to block the nostrils alternately. But I'll go through the technique with you now. So before we get started though, I think it might be nice for us to just get a little bit of movement through our spine, just get out those kinks, so then we can sit up nice and straight for this technique. So if you'd like to join me, we'll come over onto our hands and knees. Just bringing the knees underneath the hips, and we'll just do a few rounds of cat-cows. So inhaling, lifting through the chest, dropping the belly. And then as you exhale, rounding through the back, really stretching. Inhaling, lift, open. Exhale, round, push the ground away. Just starting to really come into the breath now. It's really settling into the body. This is why I love coming outside, because I just feel so much calmer already. Being out in nature, getting some fresh air on the skin, the sun. So if you're lucky enough to live in a beautiful warm place like me, then I would highly recommend. Beautiful. Coming back to center. And then grabbing your cushion, your blanket, anything you like to prop the bottom up, or sitting in your chair. This really helps just because it tilts the hips up, which really helps us lengthen through the spine. So especially when you are feeling anxious, often your breath is just held in the chest. So we're really trying to bring the breath right down, really soften through the belly like you're a little Buddha. I've actually got a little Buddha next to me here practicing with me. So when you found your comfortable seated position, you can roll your shoulders up and down the back, really settling in here. And then drawing the spine long, really lengthening through the crown of the head. And we'll just begin by just taking a few deep breaths before we get into the technique. So again, just settling into your body. Just trying to be really present here with yourself. Even if your mind is flittering to 1,000 different things, just See if you can notice that and just bring yourself back to following the inhalation and the exhalation. And with every breath coming a little deeper, really expanding through that belly. Beautiful. Okay, to begin the technique, bringing the right hand up to the face, we're going to put the pointer and the middle finger on the forehead. You're going to block the right nostril with the thumb and the left nostril with the ring finger, but just keeping them both open for a moment. And we're going to start with an exhalation on the left-hand side, so inhaling deeply here. And then as you exhale, block the right exhale through left. Then inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. And just continuing on, following your own breath pattern. Seeing if you can really make those breaths nice and calm and deep. Really feeling the hips sinking down into the support beneath you. Consciously relaxing through the shoulders, the jaw. Even perhaps softening through the eye sockets, through the eyes. Doing one final round here together. And releasing both hands down. And just coming back to that natural breath. So really relaxing the shoulders down now. Just feeling that belly expand. Focusing the mind on that breath entering and leaving the body. And just seeing if you can notice any changes from doing that technique for just a couple of minutes. There really is no time limit. as to how long you can do this technique for, just doing it until it feels right. If your arm starts to get tired, you can support the elbow or switch hands. And just taking a few more beautiful breaths. Just feeling everything soften down, but continuing to draw the crown of the head up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And then slowly opening the eyes. Beautiful. I feel calmer already. So the second technique that I'd love to share with you is an extended exhalation. So it is proven that the exhalation is a really calming part of the breath cycle. It's a release, it relaxes through the body, it turns on that parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest system, which is the one that we would like to be in most of the time. So this one's really down to you. It's really about finding what your natural breath looks like. So for some people, inhaling for 4 counts is more than enough for them. So if this is the case for you, then we're just going to extend the breath by 2 more counts. So you're going to inhale for 4 and then exhale for 6. And then perhaps maybe you find that you can breathe a little bit longer. So you might inhale for 6 and then exhale for 8. So we're just extending that exhalation by 2 breaths. And if you'd really like to make this breath extra potent, is just having a little pause at the top of the inhalation. So just holding the breath for a moment. It doesn't have to be a long time. You don't want to be putting your body under any stress during this hold. So if it doesn't feel so great for you, then just skip it. Because these techniques are all about relaxing you. So there's no point putting the body back into stress by seeing how long you can hold your breath for. So just resetting here, lengthening, relaxing the shoulders, opening through the chest, softening the belly. And then just counting for a moment, just finding that natural inhalation, whichever breath count that is for you. I'm just doing this for a couple of breaths in. Just finding that average. And then once you've found your breath count to work with, just inhaling for that length of time. And then allowing the exhalation to be 2 counts longer. Really squeezing every last bit of breath out of the belly when you exhale. So even drawing the belly button to the spine slightly. We'll do one more breath here. And then gently opening the eyes. And again, there's no time limit on this type of breathing technique. You can do it for as long or as short a time as you like. I also find this technique, not only is it relaxing because of the longer exhalation, but just simply the act of counting the breath can really focus the mind. Because again, when you're feeling anxious, often your mind is flitting from thing to thing, or sometimes, which is what has happened to me, like I have these things in the subconscious part of the mind that I'm not even aware of. So just by bringing the mind to the breath, to counting it, you're becoming really present, and then hopefully letting go of some of those subconscious thoughts that are bothering you. Beautiful. All right, so the third and final technique that I'm going to be sharing with you today is simply left nostril breathing. So just a little bit of background about it before we get into it. According to yogic tradition, we have these energy channels through the body called nadis, and we have two main nadis that run up through the body, and these are linked to the lunar and the solar energies. So the left nostril is linked to the lunar energy, which is the cooling and calming energy, and then the right nostril is linked to the solar energy, which is really fiery and energizing. So similarly, using the left nostril technique if you want to calm, but also if you're feeling a little sluggish, then you can also use the right nostril technique at some point. So again, super simple, just bringing a pointer finger or any finger that you like, just blocking that right nostril. Doesn't have to be super hard. I usually just press in just where that little crease is there, and that's enough to just block it off. And again, you can rest the elbow in the hand here, or you can have the hand just on the lap, anywhere that's comfortable. And we'll just do this technique for a minute together. Again, really trying to extend the breath, nice long breaths. Just feeling the body dropping and sinking, becoming heavier with every exhalation. And if counting the breath helped you the first time, then you can feel free to do that again, just focusing the mind on something. Three more deep breaths here. Releasing. And again, breathing through both nostrils and just seeing if you can notice how that feels in the body. You feel a little freer, a little lighter. If you feel any sensations through the body, just noticing those. And if you don't, just also noticing the lack of sensation. It's not always a bad thing. Could just mean that your body is feeling calm like an ocean wave. And gently opening the eyes. Welcome back. So the final thing I'd like to share with you guys is not a breathing technique, but it's another thing that I think is really useful for anxiety, and that's exercise. And this is different for everyone. Everyone likes doing different types of exercise. It doesn't necessarily have to be high intensity, although it is good to sweat every day. If that's not for you, then simply going for a walk out in nature, even if it's only for 10 minutes, can just completely shift your mindset. And if for whatever reason, for example, when you go on a walk, you find the mind just flitting from thing to thing, a technique that I think is really great to use is having a mantra or something to focus the mind on. So again, it's getting that focal point outside the monkey mind and into the present moment. So a really beautiful mantra that you might like to use is Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And this can be linked with the fingers. So when you say Sa, you can join the pointer finger and the thumb together. When you say Ta, you can join the middle and the thumb. Na, joining the ring and the thumb. And then Ma, joining the pinky and the thumb. So that can really help with the focus. It's a tangible thing. You're moving the fingers, you're breathing, focusing the mind on the words. So this is birth, life, death, rebirth. So that's the definition of those mantras if you're interested as well. And that's basically the main things that have really helped me, people that I know that really love using these breathing techniques. They're things that you can do every day, just taking a small period of time out of your day, just to really be with yourself and just calm the whole system down. It just feels so luxurious, really. So, thank you once again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these techniques. Feel free to leave me a comment. Let's start a conversation. Let me know if you've tried any of these techniques before and what you think about them. And until next time, have a beautiful day. Namaste.